Picture by Harry Styles is a question of why he made it, not if we like it. And the short answer is he wanted intention over impact, which is why it feels underwhelming. He didn't want to smash hit and he didn't want to do another disco revival. As we say with the coin theory, the whole idea is to make things unique in a way that's already existed. So the idea of opposites. Harry does mainly pop. It makes sense that he want to look a little bit more avant-garde kind of disco vibe. So this single is acting as a palate cleanser. It's kind of him saying like, this is not here for you, this is the opening of something else. The way that he's picking vibe over genre, the album is basically saying this will make sense later on, you don't need to understand it now, you just need to vibe. And that's the whole point of the album, that's the whole point of the title. It's just when you're as big as Harry, people have these expectations and it's completely our fault. But like the label and the management, they reinforce this narrative of this over-commercialized pop. Things that you can dance to, easy to sell, that kind of thing. Now Harry's at a stage where he's quite literally big enough that he can do this alternative shift and people will not like it, but they'll still follow it. People were upset when I said about a clickbait album. When I say clickbait, I do not mean that it's deceiving. I mean that it's in the way that artists will get a title track, title it, or have lyrics that are something completely crazy or a niche secret within the community, and that makes people stay for the album. You don't have to like the first track, you just have to like the people that are making it. And the industry's going this way. Think about Addison Rae, Audrey Hobart. You follow them because of them, not necessarily because, I mean, yeah, they make great music, 100%. But they have the personality to back it up. This album is 100% more post-disco. It kind of gives like end of party, maybe opening to a festival kind of sequence, which is definitely the Kiss part of disco. Again, it's cool in theory, but less cool on a first taste. And let's talk about the mix, okay? I listened on my actual music headphones and my friend listened to it at midnight just on her laptop, and we had two completely different experiences. With me, the kick was so in my head. His vocals compared to on a computer were so weirdly placed. The whole mix just felt like he took different aspects and put it together. I will say it was a little bit hard to follow. This is the point. This is the point. It's the setup. It's a refresher track. It's making you feel hazy, not necessarily like commercial hi-hat. Obviously the bass, but there's not necessarily a punch. It's more of a muted. Everything is muted, everything is hazy. Exactly how you would feel after a concert. And that is good. That is what people wanted. He just did it as a first single, and again, why? And I think it's because he wanted people to go, what the hell is going on here? And because Harry has grown up, okay, he's not the boy in One Direction anymore, sorry to say it, he needs to create his own full identity, and this is what he's doing. He's leaning so much more into this sort of late 70s Bowie, he's leaving more into this Robin era, and people were so right, but the people that were calling it techno, I did have a comment though that was so interesting that they said, look, I've never been a fan of Harry, but this is making me a fan. And again, smart marketing. He's doing this because he knows that not only one, his fans will stick around, but two, it will create a lifetime brand. If you think about Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson had the Jackson 5 and then he completely switched into Michael Jackson. And that took a few years, and that's fine. So fine to be completely disappointed. Like, people wanted ABBA, people wanted Bee Gees, and so did I. I wanted something that I could dance to, something that was familiar with Harry, and I think what he's doing is so interesting because psychology needs at least like 5% of familiarity. People are listening to this and they don't have familiarity. They're looking around going, is it techno, is it synth pop, like what's other people thinking? The super fans will love him anyway. The medium fans will be like, well, I'm here for a good time. And then there'll be other people like me and the music nerds that are sat here going, well, this is weird. Charlie XCX, think somber. They're all making their own lanes. It's no longer about genres, it's about vibe. It sounds exactly like LCD Sound System, okay? It's giving 80s synth pop, okay? But it's also giving art pop, it's giving post-disco. And Harry is smart for that because who is doing that right now? It's a little bit niche, okay? Like, who is doing that? Why would someone do that? But also, like, the whole idea of the coin theory, right, which is my own philosophical view of music, of opposites is that you have to look in the opposite of a context that you're in. Harry's doing pop. He looked behind him and said, what is very avant-garde here that has a little bit of hint of someone else in the past? Disco. He's known for his dancing, he's known for his outfits. Thing with disco and synth pop is that even if you're not a fan of, say, Robin, you know the track Dancing on My Own. I saw standing in a grand room. Even I know it. And did he think this deep into it? Probably not. He's probably just having fun, mate. Trends of 2016 coming back is so weird because 2016 is back, but everyone's doing it in a different way. It's like everything's shifted like a tiny bit and we're in a parallel universe. Like Harry could have, let's think of the opposite here. Harry could have come back. He could have given you a whole disco album and he could have just like copied ABBA. Still would have complained. They still would have said, he's just a generic commercial pop guy. So like, what do you want? Do you want an artist that's continuously evolving and developing, or do you want someone that's generic pop all the time? And the thing is, right guys, is a major artist. He is signed from one of the biggest bands in the entire world. Do you know what I mean? He's gonna make commercial music because they have to make things that sell. He has to bring the label money. This is just that kind of, ooh, what's going on here? Why people are trying to find things that are similar to it, because they want that familiarity to say, well, because although people are saying that like, oh, cringe is cool, like everyone can be different now, people are still looking for that security in other people, where they look at other people and they go, is this okay? Like, do we like this? And it's like, well, do you like it? Do you know what I mean? It makes you feel. The comments that everyone's getting is, yeah, it feels like that hazy, maybe after a party, and that's exactly what his life is. This happens so much within albums, is that the first single is always kind of well, but that's the whole point, right? Pleasing. What we're gonna do is have a bigger payoff for the other tracks, and everyone's gonna go, yeah, I love it, and then this track will just be used as like, you know, the opening, which is great, because we need an opening. He needs to walk out on stage to something. Aperture, let's the light in. Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be a remix too.